Do you want to revisit non-existent retail games? Nah, that's been done already. Let's revisit all of Intellivision's bullshit.
You know, a deal like this could get filled with 50 or even 100 investors. That's not very many when you're playing with the big boys. So it's important that you move fast on them.
Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen Gamer. Oh man, I'm cracking myself up here. You know, some people on television are really happy right now. People are fighting amongst themselves, you know, going back and forth. And in the meantime, somebody's sitting back, you know, in a bank account somewhere, in a fund somewhere. There's interest growing every day, right? The power of that accruing interest is just going forward. Guys, let's talk about assets and liabilities, right? You know, when this thing first started, somebody had an asset which was the Intellivision properties. And that truly was an asset that you can market and do stuff with, so on and so forth. But once you decided to raise funds, and you raised probably something beyond your expectation, millions of dollars, that asset became a liability. Think of it this way. If you raised, say, $10, $11 million, you know, maybe more, but let's just do 10, right? Nice round number. And I told you, hey, you have to spend these $10 million on something that has less than a 5% chance of succeeding, would you? Because you would have to burn through all $10 million and probably not have anything to show for it at the end. You would probably fail. Would you? I sure as hell wouldn't. I like my money to earn interest and keep compounding and stacking, right? The only problem is you got that money through a fundraiser and you promised to produce something. What could you do? What would you do? You know? But one thing you could do is try to delay the production as much as possible, and then all of a sudden you get blessed with a chip shortage and you know, pandemic. Man, the gods are smiling upon you. But you still have to produce something, especially because, you know, you have, you know, contracts that you sign for different governments, yada yada yada, and you have to show that you're producing something at least for a while, until you release the bad news that, you know what, it's probably not gonna work. So in the meantime, what do? You make games that are, you know, pretty cheap, that nobody gives a shit about. Cell phone games, you know, cell phone type games. Yeah, re-release cell phone type games. You know, that way you don't have to, you know, dip into the jar too much, right? You make simple games. You do a lot of remakes, you know? Just remakes, so that way you don't have to spend a lot of capital. You make games that are pretty simple, you know, not spend too much money, and some more remakes. Now you got something. Now you can say you gave it the good college try. Now remember, these are made with other people's money. Now some apologists will say that Tommy never lied and television never lied. Well, isn't that just a bunch of horseshit? Let's look at this video here. Remember this one, Earthworm Jim? When we know now all we have is a video and not much else? But the money's sure gone. You think they could have spent $4 million to make this game? They could have, if they wanted to make this successful. But why waste $4 million on this game if your chance of success is very slim? It makes sense, doesn't it?
The money in place for manufacturing.
How anybody believe this man after this statement here has to be intellectually dishonest. We have no consoles. Where's the money for manufacturing? Now this is before they got funding. So what happened to the money? Why are they in the hole? Smells like bullshit to me. You can organize these things in several different ways. If you want to keep your money, you can rent from yourself, for example. And there's other various things you can do, right? But that money ain't leaving your side. You want to preserve that capital for you. That's why people wonder what happened to this money. It was supposed to be used for... What was it supposed to be used for?
Like I said, I wanted this deal to have less risk for angels. So we're dumping a bunch of this money we're raising right now into the marketing of the product.
Marketing. This is the area where, you get people that are just enthusiastic and you can really take advantage of them, right? Depending on the person who's on the other side of the deal. I'm just speaking from experience, guys. This is something that is commonly done all the time, and you'll see it, for example, in promotion of clubs, of other businesses, right? But, when it comes to marketing, it's pretty basic. You just have to do product, price, place, motivation, promotion. I think now with the internet, participation, I think, and purpose they added. But anyway, as long as you have the 4 Ps, the 4 basic Ps, product, price, place, and promotion, you can say you're doing marketing, right? But if you think about the way that in television did it, it wasn't the most cost effective. Why? Because you always had the most expensive employee out there, or the most expensive employees. It was either Tommy or John Alvarado was there. Why send the most expensive employees out there? It doesn't make sense. When you could have done it with entry-level employees, you could have done it with YouTubers that had played the game before, but that's not what they did. That's not what they did. In theory, you can write this out, or write it to your expenses as marketing, right? As promotion. And it would be completely on par to what other business do. But how would you feel, number one, as an investor, to call these kind of events marketing, right? And how would you feel as a YouTuber, in some instances, from what they claim, doing labor for free, basically, from what a couple of them have said, and just gotten a couple of t-shirts or whatever. They get free promotion because they make videos, right? And the company gets to write this off against the donations or the investments, whatever the hell you want to call them, that they've gotten. Now that would be a kick in the ass. And a lot of these people to this day will tell you that in television, nor Tommy has ever lied to them. That part probably is the saddest part of all. And to this day, they still can't face the reality of where the money is going in this company. Have you seen $10 million worth of marketing? I'm sure all the YouTubers that they use for promoting this thing didn't get that money, but whoever appeared on there could have been part of their salary, right? Now, ain't that a bitch, right? You go on there, you're promoting these guys and whatever, and the only one that's getting paid is the guy you're interviewing. And what happens now? What happens now? Oh man, it's a kind of sticky situation, isn't it? It is, because the reason these grifts work so well, these right here from, for example, these two idiots from this crowdfunding company, is that most people put in $1,000 or less. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to hire a $3,500 retainer lawyer to go sue for $1,000? No, you're not. Right? You're not. They thought they were going to do it again with this last investment, right? At $500. Can you imagine? If they got those $5 or $10 million, it would have been amazing. Nobody's going to sue you over $500. It would be nuts. And what recourse do they have now, right? People ask me, well, what can we do? Not a lot. You have to take a recourse with the companies that did the fundraising, that did all this research, right? That's the only people you can complain to, because you actually didn't invest it in television itself. They didn't take your money. Republic, the Fig, took your money, and then they gave it to Intellivision. So that would be your recourse there. Now, are there people very upset right now? Oh yes, they are. And people have to answer for their actions. I could tell you this, right? This is not legal advice. This is only entertainment. And this is only a hypothetical that I'm giving you. But let's say, for the sake of argument, there was an investor out there that his reputation was ruined. For example, he feels his reputation and his brand was ruined by this alliance, by all this bullshit that was said, right? The $25 million console bullshit, the 10x returns bullshit. And now, their reputation is shot. They're getting doxxed. They're getting called at work because the people, obviously, that lost all this money are pretty pissed, and there's not really anything they can do about it except lash out at the people that convinced them to invest. Now, the main person that convinced them to invest, conveniently, is not there anymore. And the rest of them are in quiet time. Ain't that a bitch? Right? So if you're an investor, who are you going to retaliate against? Only the YouTubers that convinced you that you thought were great to invest in this piece of shit investment scam. So now your reputation's damaged, you're being doxxed. If they're calling you at work, shit, if it was me and they looped me into this thing and now my livelihood and reputation are being threatened, you goddamn right I'm getting a retainer lawyer, and I'm going for everything, because now I'm stressed, I got emotional damage. Oh, this shit's gonna get ugly pretty soon. At least that's what usually happens in these kind of things.
I know the No Swear Gamer got a lot of flack a while back ago for saying the words intellectually dishonest. But I think if you listen to what this man said in this presentation and think that it's 100% the truth, number one. Number two, that you speak to any of these people on a regular basis and don't bring these things up, which is the elephant in the room, where the hell's the money, then you are being intellectually dishonest, and he's absolutely right. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, and I'll leave you with this gentleman just saying the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
If we hit about 25 million consoles sold, it's a 10x return. The retailers, the purchase orders, the pre-orders, the rocket ship is built, folks, and we are on the launch pad headed for the stars. We just need a little more fuel to get there. I'd rather see everyday people being able to make a 10x return. The revenue share for that cash starts getting distributed later this year too. I mean, how crazy is that, right? That you could make an angel investment today and start seeing cash within months. The revenue share is right around the corner. We're on track to be sending out cash to investors by the end of this year.
New videos every Monday and Sunday. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, click that notification bell, and remember, never ever be afraid to be happy. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.